So, can somebody take Martell's phone away from him right now, immediately? Do not pass no go. Do not collect $200, because the stuff that he's writing about his ex-wife, although I feel like he feels justified and he probably feels like he has a right to say what he needs to say, but at this time, I feel like it is going too far and he needs to just slow down, because you are not just trying to hurt you, or you're not trying to hurt Melody. You think that's like who your aim is at, but you're actually also aiming at your children. They the ones that get like the residual fallback, the residue of everything that you're doing right now. So just chill out and be at peace, because it was all good just a week ago. You did not have all this energy for Mel and trying to talk about her character and what she's doing right and what she's not doing right and this and that until she signed those divorce papers, until she's decided to move on away from you. So now you're trying to make her look bad, and that's the stuff I don't like. All right, so Martell's people, friends, families, all the get together against his ear. Destiny, ain't that your friend from all these years? Let him know that he's doing too much and take away his phone and tell him to go in his secret closet, go and pray, do something else, but don't do this. What you're doing, all this stuff that you're spewing on social media is very messy and it's not the move.
Met Synquette, man, a girl was heaven sent. Met Synquette, man, a girl was heaven sent.
And the stuff that Martell was posting on social media regarding why he's seeking full custody over his children with Melody, saying that they are spending a bunch of time with other people instead of her, and blah 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 blah, and how she goes out of state without him knowing, and blah 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 blah, is giving me very much control vibes. Like, you still want husband privileges, but that has now been revoked. When Melody moved on, when you guys signed a divorce decree, it's no longer your concern. I feel as though as long as your kids aren't being in grave danger, you need to trust the woman that you laid down and have children with. The same woman that you said I do to would have the right reasoning or understand that she would not sit up there and put her children with people that she didn't trust to take care of her children. So it's almost like fall back. And when did Melody's character come into question all of a sudden? Because when you guys were married, you seemed very happy with Melody. I went back and watched clips of the show just for this moment to show how, like, wait, when did this come into be? Like, when did all this shade come from Melody? All this stuff that you have for Melody come into your heart?
I know you don't. You're not gonna tell me you love me, but I love you.
I really love you.
Okay. Well, leave it right there then.
We've been together for almost 13 years.
I know.
I can't say I don't love you.
Okay.
Like, okay, we're not saying that there's anything wrong with you speaking up on behalf of your children if you feel as though that, things aren't right. Those are your children. You have that right. But at the same time, what we're not going to do is make allegations and throw shade and digs out of spite, because that's what it's seeming like. Not too long ago, about a week ago, remember, like, it was all good just a week ago. You was trying to make it work with Melody. You was asking her for her forgiveness. We seen you give her push presents, push gifts, saying that you guys can make it. So
A tennis bracelet.
Martell,
Well deserving.
you're gonna make me cry.
Well, don't cry.
No, why'd you do that?
Because it's something that you know that you deserve. And I hate myself for everything I put you through. You don't deserve it.
So why now is she just like this, outlandish person? You're trying to paint her character in the wrong kind of light all of a sudden. And I really don't like that. Like I said, it's okay if you do really have some real concerns. You have a right to speak up. But right now, it's just making me feel as though, I feel like with everybody else, it's making us all side eye you, because when did this come about? I can understand if you were saying all this stuff kind of while you were still married to her. But like, as far as we were concerned, as far as the way you had us believe, Melody was a super mom. Notice everything that he's saying is stuff that it seems like he's citing that took place after they separated. Now, he would have a leg to stand on if he was saying stuff that happened when they were married that maybe he just didn't speak up on. But it's just giving me very much bitter. It's giving me very much passive aggressive, and I don't like it. And then, like I said, when I was looking for clips just to see how they were working it out, and how he was, just to prove how he was bigging Melanie up, loving on her, saying everything that she wanted to hear or whatever, or that maybe was sincere from him. I don't know. We can't judge his heart. I can't see his heart. Only God can. But it really dawned on me how, wow, looking at the thumbnails, y'all, like it was so many of Melody crying. And I really respect her because I feel like she tried to do everything that she could to save her marriage. The fact that she tried to stick with it, even though things were hurting her, is very commendable. And I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, maybe y'all seen it, but never once did I see Melody even emasculate him on the show at all. Even though like a lot of her pain was because of him, I never really seen her take it out on him. She just really wanted it to work from what I could tell until she just couldn't anymore. Because at the same time, if she's hurting, then her kids are also affected. So out of her love for them, I felt like she probably needed to do what she needed to do to be a really good mom for them. And, to get her happiness back and to cut off the source of what's not making her happy, that's making her cry. And that makes me think too, like sometimes, we go through things and situations and we connect with people and stuff and jobs and relationships, all that jazz, whatever. And then you realize like, dang, like I'm crying more than I'm smiling. I'm losing me in this process. And I just feel like that's not the work of the Lord. Like, I feel like, how in scripture say, Jesus came so we can have life and have it more abundantly. I be thinking about that stuff. Like, if I'm sitting up here with a broken heart, sad and things like that because of what a guy did or a situation that's not happening, this is not pleasing to God. Not to say every day is going to be sunshine and rainbows, but if it's a constant thing and like it's somebody that is hurting me, when I can just basically remove myself from the situation, cut off the situation, then that's what I need to do, because God did not die on the cross so I could be sad, crying over somebody all the time. Like, no, I just feel like that's not it. For Melody, I do feel though it's a little different. And for women that are in similar situations, because they are married and they did take vows and because they do have children involved. But for people that's like a little bit less, that, don't have that much invested, I feel like that's something that you should think about. Because at this point, if you're single, you're not tied to anybody, like, and you're just dating for sport and for choice, yeah, that person should be making you happy. You should not making you happy, but adding on to your already happiness. And if they're taking away from it, that's something to examine and to work on and to remove whatever thorn is in your side. Not whatever, and to remove whatever's agitating you, that's downing your happiness. So that's something that I wanted to talk about. But yes, obviously for me, I just wanted to give that pinpoint perspective, like a high level view of what's going on. I don't want to go into the deep stuff because it is an ongoing situation. Like, this is like real life stuff. So I just want to give my opinions from up top. I don't want to get too into the details of what either one of them are saying, but I feel like just looking from a bird's eye view, to me, I feel like I know where this is coming from. And I feel like Martell is just trying to do whatever he can to stay in connection with Melody, and just to make her out to be a bad person to kind of take off the heat from him. And that's really all that it is. And of course, we don't know everything that goes on behind the scenes. And I'm not trying to say Melody is a perfect person. None of us are. But from just what we can see, just from what, people got to say about her too, it just seems as though like Martell is just trying to make her look bad for no real reason. And you're not hurting Melody. You may think you are, but you're also hurting your kids in the midst of this. But that's all I wanted to say about that. And I also wanted to get you guys' thought on this whole petition thing that's going on with Martell. So first it was Miss Wanda, and now it's Martell. And the person that started this petition is going in, talking about how money and what else is saying this thing. It's like, dang, I know all this. But I hate to say, it says he stole $17,000 out of their joint bank account. It says here that Martell allegedly stole $17,000 out of his and Melody's joint bank account. And I'm like, whoa, I know all this. Well, how does this person know this? But nevertheless, I know that although Martell can be annoying to us and he be doing the most, as far as the show goes, I don't really see production or anybody like that removing him from the show. I just don't see it. Now, hopefully he does have like his turnaround redemption moment where he comes to light and realize like, this ain't what it is. Like, I'm doing a little bit too much. Like, I really do hope that for him, because I remember I did a video about what Carlos King was saying, that hopefully people can learn from Martell's story and the things that he did. Like maybe it can serve as a cautionary tale. So in a way, I would like to see him on a show, co-parenting, and them getting to a good, healthy, chill, peaceful place where the whole custody thing is running like clockwork and everybody's happy. And of course, at the forefront, the kids are well and fine and good. That's all I really care about. But yes, let me know what you guys think about this whole situation, because I realize that watching some of these clips is almost like, I don't know why men think it's okay to keep putting women through a whole bunch of stuff to see how much they can endure before they reach their breaking point. I feel like that's not right. And this show really helped me to realize that marriage is not for the faint of heart, and you shouldn't want to get married for the benefits, the perks, or anything like that. If anything, get married because you're ready to serve and you're ready to die to yourself, die to your needs, your wants, and your desires. Not to say that they won't get met in the marriage or, things like that, but also realize, like, if you ain't ready to put in that work, to keep showing up, to make sure that you like buffet your flesh, like whatever is going to hinder your union with somebody else, being willing to forego that, no matter how like great the temptation may be. Because that's the thing, you may fall into that temptation, you may go for it, you may eat that fruit, but it's always a consequence. And a lot of times we not ready for that consequence. We're not, just thank God for his grace and his mercy. Not to say we're trying to take that for granted, but I say all that to say, I'm glad for these shows because it kind of takes off that like Disney fairy tale dream stuff, that society will put on marriages and stuff like that. And it shows what it really is. And that's work. And knowing who you are in God, and knowing that when you marry, you're also, this God's child, so you don't want to do nothing bad. You may have to take what is the word? You may have to take an account for what you did to this person, how you treated this person, because like I said, they're God's child too, just like you're God's child. So no one is exempt. So just be careful how you treating God's children, okay? Like what they say, God don't play about me, God don't play about none of us. Honestly, he really don't. So try to treat people better, and especially like your spouse. And then it's just almost like, remember, in the Bible, the man who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor of the Lord. I feel like that's a continual, ongoing thing. Like when you get your wife and you treating her right, you're going to have favor. God going to make sure you good. Like, come on now. Especially if you, I don't want to say especially, but I could just imagine when you removing that temptation, dodging those tests, that God would not reward you. But anyway, that's what I had to say. Want to get your opinion on everything. Other than that, I will talk to you guys again later. Don't forget to comment. Sharing is caring. And if you are not subscribed to this channel, do not forget to subscribe. Other than that, I'll talk to you guys again soon. Bye.